Hey guys, Wade Willis here to break down the finale of Fruits Basket. I feel like a piece of me is like missing, knowing that there is not more of the show coming out, and a few of you have let me know in the comments of my reaction video that they are doing an OVA or like movie of Toru's mother's kind of backstory, which I'm super excited for. That was something that was in the manga and left out. So at least we have to look forward to that. But wow, this episode was fantastic. I cannot think of many other shows that have ended so flawlessly. Not only was this season like perfection, but this final episode continued off of that and somehow tied everything up with like a very neat bow that made me so content. Guys, before I go any further, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already subscribed. I'm trying to get to 2,000 subscribers, so help me reach that goal. In true Fruits Basket fashion, even though this is a finale and we know it's going to be emotional, there were so many funny moments, and I just love the humor of this show and the story. We had Yun with his VP, and they're kind of discussing all the stuff going on with Machi, and just all of that is hilarious. And actually, all the interactions between Yuki and Machi were pretty hilarious. Like when he offers his key, she's kind of like acts like she doesn't want to take it, and he's like, "Oh, you're not worried about me cheating on you?" And then she swipes it like real quick. So funny, just the comedic timing is so perfect in this. I absolutely love it. And of course, the date with Toru and Kyo at the zoo, which is so fitting for the show, being with the whole Zodiac curse and everything. And of course, you have Toru's two partners in crime showing up. So it's not really a date; it's Kyo who's kind of the extra wheel for this date. But yeah, just also hilarious and so funny. I love her friends, and we see that her friend is gonna. It looks like she's gonna be meeting up with Kureno in the future. Things start to move forward, and we're seeing kind of how everyone's moving past the curse in their lives. Everyone who's been afflicted by the curse, and it was just everything about the episode was beautiful. They would have these kind of like flashbacks to people remembering stuff with Toru. It was just so powerful seeing that. And like as someone who like absolutely loves Toru, she's like one of my favorite characters in fiction ever. And like I've defended her online like all the time. I get really upset when I see people like hating on her when she's like one of the most genuine uh, characters in a show ever or any type of fiction. And just seeing the effect she had on every person really solidifies like how important and how special she is. And I believe it's even Yuki who like tells her that all of them love her. And I thought probably the most powerful scene in this episode was the scene with Yuki uh, talking to Toru and kind of confessing how much she really meant to him. And it wasn't in a romantic way, and we've known this. And he kind of says, "Yeah, I've seen you as like my mother," and tells her that she like made him into a person, and just uh, everything about that scene was just so powerful. It was my I can't really say it was my favorite part because I just love the whole episode, but to me that was one of the most powerful parts in this episode. And guys, we even got kind of like a flash forward where we saw it starts off where we see this little girl holding a cat and mouse little stuffed animal toy, and I'm like, oh my gosh, is this like Toru's kid or who is this? We find out it's actually her granddaughter. I had no idea they were gonna move it forward that far in time. And um, we see Toru and Kyo, and we hear like Toru's perhaps her daughter. I don't know how in the lineage it is, but she's telling the Toru's granddaughter, yeah, like they're just so lovey dovey all the time, and just it made me so happy seeing that because as fans and like we've been rooting for them to end up together, and just seeing that they had a long happy life. They have a grandchild, um, and they're still just enjoying their time together. It was so special and just so beautiful to me personally. I don't know if you guys enjoyed that as much as me, but I thought that was absolutely fantastic. And they kind of gave us um, some hints of what happened to other people with some of the picture frames and stuff, which actually has been in the ED of this season the whole time. I believe I just didn't really realize that that is actually what happened. So I thought, first of all, this season was a 10 out of 10. For me, I think it's going to be my pick for anime of the year. I don't really see anything even coming close to it. I've seen a lot of shows that I enjoy, but this just, the impact is so powerful. Last season was my anime of the year for 2020, and there was actually some like kind of competitors for me personally. This, I, unless there's something wild, and I honestly I don't think that it's even going to be close. Just really the impact on me emotionally and just how much I enjoyed this show uh, has not been matched in like any real form of media. Um, and I'm someone, I don't necessarily need like a happy ending. I kind of like a lot of times. I mean, you guys know I'm like a Higurashi fan and all that stuff, so I like some kind of more messed up things. But I thought the way they ended this, and it actually being happy made me so happy. I usually don't like where they try to make endings like this, but again, everything is just done so flawlessly in the writing that it made sense and it made everyone like content. Now, I'm guessing there may be some people who perhaps didn't like the season or didn't like the end. But I really cannot see that. I just thought this was fantastic. And yeah, really perfection in storytelling. I would, and I don't think we're ever going to get this, but I would be so pumped to actually get a whole like side story where we see everything that like over those 30 years of Toru and Kyo and just everyone else. Like I love all those characters so much. Kind of like getting kind of like a Clanad after story type of thing, where we kind of see what happens in a whole season after they're done with school. I would love that. I feel like I don't know if this was done so perfectly and ended perfectly. I don't know if I actually, part of me doesn't want it because I feel like it might ruin the story for me if it just didn't go well. Um, but I haven't read the manga yet. I'm going to actually read the manga now and actually skip the part with Toru's mom's flashback that's going to be portrayed uh, until I watch that. But yeah, I'm going to read it. And I don't know if there's more in the future that they go into at the end of the manga or not, but I thought they did it really well. I would have liked maybe at least one more episode to see what the other people were doing after Toru and Kyo left, but it was still good. But yeah, guys, I've been rambling because it's hard for me to really sum everything up uh, and put it in a way that justifies how good this episode and this season was. But I'd love to hear what you guys thought about it. Let me know in the comments below.